Hi everybody, so today I'm doing a makeup tutorial on my very good friend Kate Stirling. Kate runs the Wall Group here in Los Angeles. I am represented by the Wall Group. It's my makeup agency. It's a very easy makeup. Everyone can replicate it and do this makeup again. It's just the kind of makeup I think looks good on everybody. Try it out on yourself and leave me some comments and let me know what you think about this tutorial. And I see you very soon. Bye. So the first thing I'm applying on Kate is this product by Charlotte Tilbury. It's called the Wonderglow. Kate is one of my best friends and I asked her to come in to do this look today with me very quickly. She's in a rush, so I have to hurry. And yeah, so the first thing I'm doing is I'm applying this Charlotte Tilbury. It's just a really nice base. It has a little bit of a shimmer in it. And then after that, I'm going in with my foundation. My next product is a Tom Ford foundation. This is the Traceless Perfecting Foundation. The shade is beautiful for you, Kate, number 7. You're quite dark right now. The foundation could be quite heavy, but if you're using a beauty blender, the way how I'm doing it is I'm just like shearing it out and making it look really effortless and easy. And I just still want your skin to look through. And you're not someone who wears a lot of foundation. So I just want to kind of like even you out. The concealer I chose for you is this Dior concealer. The number is 25. I like this concealer because it's really light and sheer. And again, we're talking about more mature skin. And we don't want, anything too heavy underneath the eyes. Especially I feel like it goes really easily, it just can look very cakey very quickly. So just use a very light formulation. And I use my hands and I just kind of like blend it in that way. The next thing for you, Kate, is your eyebrows. Now you're famous for your eyebrows. Everyone loves your brows. And I'm definitely not going to fill them in. I'm just going to put a little bit of brow gel on them. And that's really all I'm doing on your brows. Just to like groom them a little bit and then to brush them up. And that should last you all day. I'm going to do just a very kind of like soft smoky eye, and I chose this color here by Stila. It's just a really pretty kind of bronzy, silvery bronzy color, and I'm using that in a very light kind of way all over your upper eyelid. And again, I want to keep your entire look really soft and natural, so just in really light strokes. I chose this Charlotte Tilbury brush because it's just a little bit more precise and I can just get a little bit closer to the lash line, and I'm just kind of like in round circular motion buffing that product on the lower lash line. This is one of my favorite eye pencils. It's the Rock & Kohl. It's the Barbarella Brown, and I love this pencil because if you close it a little bit, it doesn't, once it's on, it does not move. So you can apply it in the morning and it just really stays put. But you have to work with it fairly quickly when you put it on. You have to work with it, and once it's blended out, it stays wherever you blend it. I also love using a eye pencil versus a liquid liner. I just think it's a more flattering look, especially when in our age, we just don't want any harsh lines anymore. Like liquid liner just can look so kind of aging to me, and especially a winged out liner, it just is a lot on the eye. I'm also going to put that pencil a little bit on the lower lashes, but really, really close to the lash line. And I'm going to just take a really thin brush and I'm just blending it really closely, smudging it out into the lash line. I know this is kind of like an odd way. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but it looks really good. I'm using this color on my dome brush. I use a little bit of a thicker dome brush. And just to smoke it out even a little bit more, I just go on the outer corners on the lash line and I pull it upwards and I just bring it a little bit right into the lower crease. And that way it just gives a little bit more dimension and makes it look a bit more smoky. I always think, you know, at a certain age when you do your eyes, we always want to lift the eye. So I'm always a big fan of bringing the brush upwards rather than going straight or downwards. So we want to lift everything. So bring the brush closer upwards that way and then blend it in. And I'm also going to bring that same color I brought on the outer edges. I'm just going to bring that a little bit on the lower lash line on the outer corners as well. And especially bringing that color on the lower lashes right here on the outer corners, it just opens up your eyes and it just makes them appear so much bigger right away. Okay, so for mascara, I chose this Definisil mascara by Lancome. And I like this brush because it's really nice and thin and it allows me to get really close to the root of your lashes. And I know Kate really well, she hates it when other people do her mascara.
True.
So I had to find a good brush which is not too uncomfortable around her eye. But if you have a client, I mean obviously I want to teach you right now in this tutorial, but if you have a client who has a hard time doing this, just give them the mascara and let them do that on their own. So your eye makeup is done. So pretty, super soft, but it's still like it has a really pretty smoky effect to it. And I think it's really appropriate for your type of look. For powder, I'm just gonna do a tiny little bit in the T-zone. Again, I think powder can be definitely very aging. If you use too much powder, especially underneath the eyes, I feel like it just goes into your lines and into your creases. So I try to avoid too much powder. I just do a tiny bit, and then the rest you could do with blotting papers. It's a really good trick, I think, to do as well. Next step for this makeup look is a bronzer. You're a huge fan of bronzer, Kate. I love bronzer on you. This one here is one of my favorites. It's by Tom Ford. It's the Gold Dust. And I like using a nice big fluffy brush. I like applying the bronzer very softly, kind of like think where the sun would naturally, you know, hit your face, where you naturally get more tan. So I usually start around the hairline. I go down on the temples, and then I kind of just go very, you know, gently on your cheeks, all over, kind of like where the sun naturally hits your face. A very important thing I want to just mention about bronzer is, I know that there's a huge trend. I just think at a certain age, it can just also, again, be very aging, and it can just look really harsh on someone's face. And I'm all about like bringing out the best in someone's face, and we want to look young and youthful and fresh. And I think doing the bronzer this way is just a much more youthful approach, I think, than doing any harsh lines or any harsh contouring. I know that you're not a big blush person, but I want to introduce you to a cream blush. This one here is like absolutely one of my favorites. It's the Peach Glow. And I just want to mention that I'm a huge fan of cream blush because it's so youthful again. If you're using too much powder on your face, it just again can be very aging. And just bringing in a little bit of a creamy consistency, you know, not everything has to be creamy, but especially the blush, it just brings a different kind of dimension into the face, and it also kind of balances everything out in a really, really youthful way. So just apply the cream blush with this MAC brush, and just in round circular motions, and you just really want to bring it on the apples of the cheeks, and it just adds a really nice texture to your skin. I'm a huge fan of using a lip liner at a certain age too, because sometimes we just lose the pigmentation of the color right around the edges of your lips. So just bringing in a lip pencil just kind of like plumps up those fine lines, and it just gives a little bit more dimension to your lip. So don't be afraid of lip liner. A lot of people always are scared of lip liner, but it really definitely will help the shape of your lips. So just do it soft, in soft strokes. You don't have to do a harsh line. Just kind of like, you know, put it on, and then you can even blend it in with your fingers. And you can see right away it even like plumps up her lips. Going in with my Tom Ford, this is just a perfect nude. I love a nude on you with a hint of coral or pink in it. And I'm doing that again directly out of the bullet, really soft, no harsh lines on the lips. And then you can go in with your finger again and just kind of dab it on. And this already by itself looks so chic and so beautiful. But I want to make it even better. So I'm going to go in with my Armani lip gloss. And you like a little bit of a sheen or a little bit of a texture on your lips. So I'm just going to go in and add a little bit more of a gloss to your lip. And that is it for my beautiful friend, Kate Stirling. You're done. You look gorgeous.
Thank you, Monika.